Thomas Sowell, Cosmic Killjoy, or Voice of Reason? Hey everybody! Tonight we're diving into the mind-boggling world of cosmic justice. Don't worry, it's not as exciting as it sounds. Our guide on this thrilling journey is economist and social theorist Thomas Sowell. He wrote a book called The Quest for Cosmic Justice. Catchy, right? Sowell argues that both social justice and cosmic justice are fundamentally flawed concepts. Let's explore why. Cosmic justice, like unicorns but less believable. So, what is cosmic justice? Imagine a world where everyone gets exactly what they deserve all the time. Sounds great, right? Except it's completely bonkers. It's like trying to fit square pegs into round holes with a hammer. While social justice aims to address societal inequalities, cosmic justice seeks a broader, often unattainable fairness. Both approaches can lead to unintended consequences. Social justice versus cosmic justice, a comedy of errors. In today's world, the lines between these two concepts often blur, leading to a series of misunderstandings and sometimes outright absurdities. Now, don't get me wrong, social justice is important. It's a fundamental principle that aims to ensure everyone has access to the same opportunities regardless of their background, race, or socioeconomic status. It's about leveling the playing field so that everyone has a fair chance to succeed. It's about fighting for fairness and equality of opportunity. Social justice seeks to address systemic inequalities and provide support where it's needed most. For instance, scholarships for underprivileged students or community programs that uplift marginalized groups are prime examples of social justice in action. Cosmic justice, on the other hand, is like social justice's wacky, overreaching cousin. It's a concept that takes the idea of fairness to an extreme, often leading to outcomes that are more comical than just. Imagine a family reunion where everyone, regardless of their contribution, gets the same amount of pie. It sounds fair in theory, but in practice it can lead to some pretty funny situations. It demands equal outcomes for everyone, regardless of effort or circumstance. This means that everyone gets the same reward, whether they worked hard for it or not. It's like giving everyone a gold medal in a race, even if some participants didn't even finish. Think of it like this: social justice is wanting everyone to have a fair shot at winning the race. It's about ensuring that everyone has the same starting point and the same opportunities to succeed. This might involve providing extra training for those who need it, or removing barriers that prevent some people from competing on an equal footing. Cosmic justice is demanding everyone gets a trophy, even if they tripped at the starting line. It's the idea that everyone should have the same outcome, regardless of their effort or performance. While this might sound fair in theory, it can lead to some pretty ridiculous situations in practice. Imagine a race where everyone gets a trophy, even if they didn't run at all. It might make everyone feel good, but it doesn't really reward hard work or achievement. This concept of cosmic justice can be seen in various aspects of life. For example, in education, it would mean giving every student an A, regardless of how well they performed on their exams or assignments. While this might seem like a way to boost everyone's self-esteem, it ultimately devalues the hard work of those who put in the effort to excel. In the workplace, cosmic justice would mean promoting every employee, regardless of their performance or contribution to the company. This might create a sense of equality, but it can also lead to a lack of motivation and a decrease in overall productivity. After all, if everyone gets the same reward, what's the incentive to work hard and strive for excellence? In sports, cosmic justice would mean giving every player a trophy, regardless of how well they played. While this might make everyone feel like a winner, it doesn't really reflect the reality of competition and the importance of effort and skill. So, while the idea of cosmic justice might seem appealing at first glance, it's important to remember that true fairness comes from recognizing and rewarding effort and achievement. Social justice aims to create a level playing field, while cosmic justice tries to equalize outcomes, often leading to unintended and humorous consequences. In the end, it's a comedy of errors that highlights the flaws in the pursuit of cosmic justice and reminds us of the importance of balance and perspective in our pursuit of justice. The road to hell is paved with good intentions and cosmic justice. This phrase has been echoed through the ages, warning us of the unforeseen consequences of our well-meaning actions. Here's the kicker: the pursuit of both social and cosmic justice often leads to more injustice. Ironic, right? We set out with noble intentions, aiming to create a world where everyone gets what they deserve. But the reality is far more complex. When we try to engineer perfect fairness, we often end up violating individual rights and undermining the rule of law. The scales of justice are delicate, and tampering with them can lead to unintended consequences. In our quest to right every wrong, we sometimes create new wrongs. It's like trying to fix a leaky faucet with a sledgehammer. The intention is to stop the leak, but the method is far too extreme. Instead of a simple fix, we end up causing more damage. You might stop the leak, but you'll probably destroy your sink in the process. This metaphor extends to our societal efforts. In trying to correct perceived injustices, we sometimes dismantle the very structures that hold our society together. History is filled with examples of this phenomenon. Leaders and movements with the best of intentions have often led to outcomes that were far from their original goals. The road to hell indeed is paved with good intentions. Philosophers and thinkers have long debated the balance between justice and mercy, fairness and freedom. It's a delicate dance, one that requires wisdom and restraint. Perhaps the key lies in humility and understanding, recognizing that our efforts to impose both social and cosmic justice must be tempered with compassion and a respect for individual rights. Only then can we hope to create a world that is truly just and fair. Section 5, Exhibit A, when social justice goes wrong. Remember the French Revolution? Liberty, equality, fraternity, and all that jazz? Yeah, well, it didn't exactly go as planned. In their quest for social justice, the revolutionaries ended up with the Reign of Terror. Thousands of people were executed, often without fair trials. Turns out, chopping off heads isn't the best way to achieve a just society. Who knew? Section 6, Exhibit B, more cosmic and social justice fails. The French Revolution isn't the only example of cosmic justice gone wrong. History is littered with well-intentioned but ultimately disastrous attempts to create a perfectly just world. From the Soviet Union to Maoist China, regimes obsessed with cosmic and social justice have a nasty habit of turning into oppressive nightmares. It's almost like trying to force everyone into the same mold doesn't work. Weird, right? Even modern social justice movements can sometimes lead to unintended consequences, proving that these concepts are often flawed. Section 7. Individual responsibility and merit, the antidote to cosmic chaos. So, if social and cosmic justice are recipes for disaster, what's the alternative? Buckle up, folks, because it's about to get radical. A return to individual responsibility and merit-based systems. That's right, focusing on individual responsibility and merit, regardless of their background, beliefs, or how many Twitter followers they have. It's a wild concept, I know, but stick with me. Section 8. Individual rights, you are not a pawn in someone else's game. And here's another revolutionary idea, individual rights. That means you have the right to live your life as you see fit, as long as you're not hurting anyone else. It means you're not just a cog in the machine, or a pawn in someone else's grand scheme for social or cosmic justice. Section 9. The irony of it all. Social and cosmic justice hurts the very people it aims to help. Here's the ultimate irony. The pursuit of social and cosmic justice often ends up hurting the very people it's supposed to help. The concept of cosmic justice is rooted in the idea of creating a perfectly fair and equal society where everyone has the same opportunities and outcomes. However, this noble goal can sometimes lead to unintended consequences. When we focus on achieving equal outcomes, we often ignore the individual needs and circumstances of those we're trying to help. Each person has a unique set of challenges, strengths, and weaknesses. By treating everyone the same, we risk overlooking these important differences. For example, a student who excels in mathematics may not need the same level of support as a student who struggles with the subject. Yet in the pursuit of social and cosmic justice, both students might receive the same resources, leaving the struggling student without the help they truly need. It's like trying to fit everyone into a one-size-fits-all sweater. The sweater might be designed with the best intentions, aiming to provide warmth and comfort to everyone. But in reality, it doesn't take into account the diverse body shapes and sizes of the people who will wear it. Sure, it might technically fit someone, but it's going to be uncomfortable for most people. The same principle applies to policies and initiatives aimed at achieving social and cosmic justice. They might be well-intentioned, but if they don't consider the unique needs of individuals, they can end up causing more harm than good. For instance, a policy designed to provide equal access to education might inadvertently create barriers for students with disabilities if it doesn't account for their specific needs. In the end, the pursuit of social and cosmic justice can lead to a one-size-fits-all approach that fails to address the complexities of human experience. It's important to strive for fairness and equality, but we must also recognize and respect the individuality of each person. Only then can we create a truly just and compassionate society. Section 10. So, what's the solution? Hint, it's not cosmic, it's personal. So, if cosmic justice is a bust, what's the solution? Well, it's not sexy, but it's effective. Focus on individual actions and responsibilities. That means investing in education, healthcare, and a social safety net that helps those who fall on hard times. It's not about guaranteeing equal outcomes, but about giving everyone a fair shot at success through personal effort. Section 11. In conclusion, let's stick to reality, folks. So, there you have it, folks. Cosmic justice is a recipe for disaster. It's time to ditch the utopian fantasies and focus on practical solutions to create a fairer, more just society in the real world. And remember, if someone tries to sell you on cosmic justice, just back away slowly, and maybe hide your silverware.